Movies have a lot of different moving parts, and when they work together, can make some pretty sweet harmony. Pitch Perfect is a college comedy about a cappella singing groups and what happens when they battle it out at the highest levels. If that sounds a little bit like Glee the movie, yeah, I guess you could say that. The only difference being Glee is not all about a cappella, whereas this is. This is all about a cappella groups, meaning groups that don't have any instruments. In Glee, a lot of times they have instruments and background tracks and all that as well. Pitch Perfect is not a movie I expected to like. It looked kind of silly, kind of stupid, and I went in with pretty low expectations. And I don't know if that's the reason, but I came out with a huge smile on my face. I have to tell you right off the bat, this movie is funny. I laughed a lot during this movie and had a great time with these characters. Some really good performances in here from the people in this movie. This movie is full of kind of what you think of as being future stars. You just feel like a lot of these actresses and actors in this movie are just going to be so great for so long because of their charisma and their presence on the screen. Add to that, the music part of this movie is so good. Now, I have a soft spot in my heart for a cappella stuff. I've actually been in an a cappella singing group, and so I kind of relate to a lot of what's going on here. I don't relate so much to the college necessarily partying and all that, but I do relate very specifically to the music itself and the intensity and difficulty it takes to put some of the arrangements together. Now, you do have to suspend your disbelief how quickly they come up with this stuff. This stuff takes months and months to perfect with work, and they just kind of pick a song and all of a sudden have 6 parts and all know exactly where everybody else is going. But it kind of makes it nice for the viewer because you just get to hear the cool music. I didn't really want to sit in on all their practices and necessarily hear them work it out. I do like just seeing the performances. And some of these performances are killer. I will tell you this, the first thing I did after coming out of this movie was see if the soundtrack was available on Spotify, and I jammed it all the way home. It is that much fun to listen to. And maybe that's part of the reason I loved it so much. Although there are, of course, the typical kind of competitive movie tropes that happen in every single college competitive movie where the down and outers and the losers have to band together to go against the established winners, and there are the different character archetypes and the stories they have to go through. The only thing that's a little bit different that I haven't really noticed in a lot of college competition movies is, man, there's a lot of vomit in this movie, just so you're aware of that right off the bat. A lot of throwing up, massive amounts of puke going on here. It's well worth mentioning. Also worth mentioning, this is one you might actually enjoy. And another thing I loved, it's not a raunch-com. There's not a lot of raunchiness to this. It's PG-13, not R, so I didn't have a lot of that distracting me either. It's called Pitch Perfect, and it almost is.